Inravio.com.
Hello again, everybody. We're Bruce and Disco from the Glory Day Show, and this is your Inravio Sports 2-Minute Warning.
If you're a male athlete transitioning to a female athlete and would like to compete in international events, removing your genitalia is now, well, optional. You see, the International Olympic Committee has changed their long-standing policy to adapt to current scientific, social, and legal attitudes on transgender issues. Specifically, you no longer have to snip it if you want to win it. The IOC points out that these are just guidelines and not rules or regulations. International Sports Federation can choose to follow the guidelines, and they should apply for this year's Olympics in Rio de Janeiro. IOC Medical Director Richard Budgett had this to say: "I don't think many federations have rules on defining eligibility of transgender individuals. This should give them the confidence and stimulus to put the rules in place." Under previous guidelines, which were approved way back in 2003, athletes who transitioned from male to female or vice versa were required to have the reassignment surgery followed by at least 2 years of hormone therapy before they were allowed to compete. Now, surgery is no longer required.
As a matter of fact, female-to-male transgender athletes are eligible to take place in events without restriction. So if you're a chick without a you-know-what, you can compete with men who were born with them. However, male-to-female transgender athletes will need to demonstrate that their testosterone level has been below a certain cutoff point for at least 1 year before their first competition. It also requires that their declaration cannot be changed for sporting purposes for a minimum of 4 years. So I guess once you switch teams, you can't go back, even if you don't like the makeup. IOC President Thomas Bach says, to require surgical anatomical changes as a precondition to participation is not necessary to preserve fair competition and may be inconsistent with developing legislation and notions of human rights. The overriding sports objective is and remains the guarantee of fair competition. And then there's this. Although they would no longer require anatomical surgery, do you think they could at least require them to wear makeup?
You know, I thought that when you get married, you have to give up all your testosterone levels anyway.
Can I have it back? I don't know.
You can get the lowdown on what's happening in sports and more on the Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. here in the East, only on the Inravio TV network. This has been your Inravio Sports 2-Minute Warning. I'm Paul Discofani, that's Bruce Oler, and you have been warned.